We will be talking about counting the frequency of vowels, right? Let's create a memory location for that. E, right? I, O, and U, right? So we need to calculate the frequency, and the input is a string. Input is a string, and that user might type or whatever, right? And let's say college, COLLEGE, and this is the input string input, right? So we need to parse this input string, right, at each cell, this is 1 in Visual Basic, this is 1 in the string, 2 second index, 3, like that. We need to go and figure out what kind of letter that is, right? In this case, C, we don't care. O, we do care, so we'll put 1 in here, we saw 1. And L, we don't care. L, we don't care. E, we care, so we put 1. G, we don't care. E, so we make increment to 2. So to get the length of, we're going to use a for loop. I, 1, 2, the length. We need to know the length of this string. So the length is computed as the input string. If this is the input, right, input, so we'll say input dot length. So this function will return the length of this particular string, right? Now in Microsoft there is a function, called getChar, right? If you see here, there's a function called getChar. This particular function, when you pass the string, in our case the input, and the position, at what position it is, right? And it will tell you what kind of character that is, all right? So if you say get char, and in our case the input is the string, and I, we need to pass I, that means it's going to, in the for loop, is going to figure out, starting from 1, what kind of letter that is. Is it a C? Is it a O? So a CH will have that, right? Now we need to figure out if CH equal to, in Visual Basic we need to do double quote and a character, this is right. Then we need to increment this variable, right? This variable. So we'll say A equal to A plus 1. Else if CH equal to E, C is a character, then E equal to E plus 1. So similarly we'll do for that other stuff, okay? We're not going to continue this. So once we are done with the for loop, right, we'll continue for the rest of the characters here, high and E and all that. And once you are done, now we need to print the value of A, print the value of E. So that's easy, right? Console dot write line. E is a variable, so count, so we need to say A dot to string in Visual Basic. So if you see the the concept is the same across all programming languages. Even the little syntax here and there might confuse you in Visual Basic, but the chances that it might be confusing in Java or a C is also quite high. So, but the technique is the same across every programming languages. All right. So, like what? The input string, you need to find the length. Without the length, we cannot find anything else. So that is the key, right? And then you need to use a for loop to go and traverse this string. All right, you need to go and each and every letter. That's what we are doing here, right? That's what we are doing here. And then once you get the letter, you need to figure out what kind of letter that is, right? This algorithm is the same across all languages. Okay, so if the idea here is you need to know the technique. So if anytime you have a string and you want to figure out what kind of letters you have, either the frequency or whatever that is, right? And the very first step in that case is you need to figure out the length. Second step, use the for loop. Third step is check what kind of letter that is. This is the standard. Okay, so we are now take you to the program. Here I have declared asking the user to enter the last string. I named it as input string. I've declared 5 variables, A, E, I, O, U. I got the length. Standard technique I said. And this is a Visual Basic. This is a Visual Basic syntax. Some languages they start with 0, but in Visual Basic it starts from 1. And I'm getting the get char, the input string on the index 1, right? So that's the same as what we have been learning, right? It returns the char. See, there's a sample code here. Okay, it's the sample code here. All right, so let's go back here. And once you go, I'm using a select case, right? We have done the select case before, so use the syntax. And here I'm checking for lowercase a and uppercase a, and this C is to check is a Visual Basic again, to append a C to converting that into a character. All right. Again, this is again across all languages is identical, and we are incrementing the counter. Here, you see that, and then we are printing. This is very identical to what we discussed. I'm not making this up, right? Exactly what we did. I didn't change anything between what we talked, right? Between what we talked. I declared the variables. I'm declaring the variables here. I am getting the length here, and a for loop, and get char, right? Get char here, we have get char, and I'm checking this. Here I'm using the if statement. Here I'm using the case statement, right? It's very identical, and I'm printing the. So let's go ahead and do it, right? Let's go and do it. Let's go and run it. Here it says enter the string. I say hello college, this is your president, eat lots of apples. And you see here I'm printing the letters. We have a equal to 2, so let's figure out where is the 2 of them. The president, right? A for apple here and here 2. See that? It doesn't matter whether you have lowercase or an uppercase, right? That's because we are programmed like this here. You see, it doesn't matter whether it's uppercase or lowercase. we are adding it to one, right? And e equal to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? I equal to 3. So I'm just checking that our program is correct. 1, 2, 3. O 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. U is equal to 1. This is the U. That's it. So it works, right? It works. So that is the basic program on how to access the letters in a string and then checking what letters are there in the string, right? So, okay, thank you.